All right, Shalom. This is Har One Banyasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp, located right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim Layahawa, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Harakah Kodash Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. And Shalom to you, Akim, and Agwati, my children, that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. I want to do a continuation of this video where this guy here is circulating around on social media, Instagram, maybe TikTok, and he's doing World War III predictions. All right. Of course, we know these heathens can't predict anything. They can only follow trends, all right, and things they may have heard from the scriptures. You know, but I'm gonna play it. And I may pause it and go into some scriptures proving more that America is Babylon. And also, that's really it. Just proving more that America is Babylon in the scriptures. All right. We already proved according to Daniel chapter 7, the founding of America with the War of Independence in the 1700s. All right, the establishment of the United States after the 13 colonies in the scriptures. But then you can look at all the destruction that America has done all over the world. Okay, so let's play it and see where the spirit takes us.
I made those first prediction videos saying that America is so powerful they could never be defeated. They're like one in like 187 or 192 countries, and 80% of the countries absolutely can't stand our guts because we've become a global terror. America is Babylon. We've done absolutely dreadful things. Just in the past, 20 years, we've killed millions of innocent civilians for an absolute denial when I made those first prediction videos saying that America is so powerful they could never be defeated. They're like one in 187 or 192 countries, and 80% of the countries absolutely can't stand our guts because we've become a global terror.
All right, let's start there. He said it was said that America would never be defeated. That's what they thought. All right. Let's get this precept here. I'm gonna start with this one. Let's get some. All right. Now, this is Isaiah 47 and 5. It says, Sit thou silent, and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. All right, talking about America. All right. Let's get down to the point. Actually, no, verse 6. I was wroth with my people, so the Lord was angry with the children of Israel. That's how we ended up over here in slavery. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou heavily laid thy yoke. So America's been not just 20, he said the past 20 years. No, this place has been destructive for over 500 years. 400, 500 years, whatever. All right, bringing the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, or the southern tribes over here in the slave ships, and the northern tribes robbing, stealing, and killing from them, the Latino tribes and Native Americans. So it's been happening. So America has a bill it has to pay going back 400, 500 years. And Esau has a bill to pay going way back to Jacob and Esau. All right, betraying his brother way back to 2006 BC. That's when they were born. Going all the way back to Alexander. Well, shit. Going all the way back to the Babylonian Empire when Esau was there to burn down that temple. Going back to Alexander, going back to the Romans, and so on and so on. All right, so they got a bill to pay. They got a debt to pay for touching the apple of the Lord's eye. That's before any destruction they've ever done to these other nations. All right. So upon our ancients, our forefathers, they have heavily laid their yoke, and that's how we ended up in the condition our people are in today. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever. See, the inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, like America gonna continue forever as well. He said, I shall be a lady forever. You know, the harlot sitting upon the scarlet colored beast, ruling over the world with the dollar. He's like, it's gonna be forever. They're gonna rule with the military, who can go to war with them. So that thou didst not lay these things to heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Right? What's the latter end? He said, look at Sodom and Gomorrah for an example of those that shall live ungodly. Look what happened to ancient Babylon. Look what happened to the Roman Empire. All right, the scriptures say that the triumphing of the wicked is short. It says, verse 8. Verse 8. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, right? So this place, America, is all about pleasures. That dwellest carelessly, man. That sayest in thine heart, I am and none else beside me. That's what this guy was just talking about. All the nations were saying that. And really the people here in America are saying that nobody can stop America. Anybody gonna do nothing to America. Yeah, all right. I shall not sit as a widow, right? Neither shall I know the loss of children. So that's what a lot of people are saying in this place. That's the mindset here. That this place is going to continue forever. That it's not going to be destroyed. That no nation will ever rise up to equal to America. That's what they've been saying. But the Bible, the Lord spoke this. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. One day. The loss of children and widowhood. So they're going to be cut off. All the people that's in this land are going to be destroyed if they're not of the elect. And they're going to be cut off from all their help. They shall come upon thee in their perfection. So everything's being perfected right now, built up like a breach ready to fall on this place. For the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. Right, the paganism, science, demonocracy, masonry, Satanism, Christianity. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it ariseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off. That's right, so America ain't gonna be able to stop it. The destruction is coming, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. All right, so, because before, this is what got people deceived right here, Revelation 18:7. How much she have glorified herself. So America has glorified itself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. See, through all that glorified and delicious living, people think it's going to continue forever. You know, the military might and all the destruction they've been causing over the world. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen. See, as I just read in the other scriptures. I should be a lady forever. They say, I sit a queen and am no widow. See, the same Babylon, the same daughter of the Chaldeans is spoken of in Revelations. All right, so you can't say it's talking about They can't say it's talking about ancient Babylon. No, it's talking about today's Babylon. All right, because by the time of Revelations with John the Revelator on the Isle of Patmos, 75 BC, he was writing about things that would come in the future. He was writing about the future Babylon that was going to be destroyed. All right, and what is it saying? They shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day. Same one. Death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is Yahweh that judgeth her. Right. So ancient Babylon was burned, but it wasn't burned entirely with fire. They were attacked with torches and stuff like that. But this place is going to be burned entirely, the whole land, with fire. Right? So now let's get to the point. So that's what they thought. They thought this place was going to last forever, can never be destroyed. Let me get this real quick. This is on Revelation 13. 3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, right, as the Roman Empire when it fell for around 439 AD. And his deadly wound was healed. See, it got healed, especially with the Renaissance period, the rebirth. But then Rome was fully reestablished with the EU, NATO, and the revived Roman Empire, America. All right. And all the world wondered after the beast, and they worshipped the dragon. They submitted to it, which gave power unto the beast, meaning financial backing, military weapons. And they worshipped the beast, saying, "Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?" Right? And America, why? Because America was the spearhead of NATO, and they had nuclear power. So who was able to make war with NATO because of America, basically? All right, that's what he was saying. This guy was saying, and that's what people, their mindset is. They believe this place of confusion is going to continue forever in the condition that it's in. That's why Habakkuk, the scriptures say that the nations are like, how long? How long shall this go on? With the ones that laden themselves with thick clay. A nation built up off of debt and death and robbing, stealing resources from the nations. So let's play a little bit more.
Because Babylon, we've done absolutely dreadful things. And 80% of the countries absolutely can't stand our guts because we've become a global terror. America is Babylon. We've done absolutely dreadful things. Just in the past, 20 years, we've killed millions of innocent civilians for imperialistic and colonialistic goals.
See that? So America is Babylon. America is Babylon. All right, so let me get this precept right here. Daniel 7 and 9. It says here, Daniel 7 and 9. And I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit. Actually, I need 7 and 19, Salaki. Verse 19. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast. That's talking about the Roman Empire, which later was morphed into the EU after the European Economic Communities, of which you get NATO and America from, which was diverse from all the others. It had a Senate, it had a court system, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured break in pieces and stamp the residue with his feet, man. All right, so the feet represent, and the teeth represent their military, and they stamped us out, the residue of us, with the triumvirate, 70 A.D. with Titus and Vespasian, the war against the Jews, the Roman Empire, Jewish-Roman wars. And verse 20, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, the 10 horns talking about the 10 common markets of Rome, which later on morphed into the EU. All right, there were 27 member nations, basically bankers. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, talking about America, that little one, that little horn. And before whom 3 fell, right? Talking about Britain, Spain, and France, which are also some part of the banking countries, part of the 10 horns. So they were moved out of the way so that America can be established, as I did in my prior lesson. All right. Even of that horn that had eyes, man. So it's talking about America. So America became even more diverse because they had all kind of agencies set up: CIA, FBI, Federal Reserve Bank. And a mouth that spake very great things, a mouthpiece for America, which is what? The president. A puppet seat, whose look was more stout than his fellows. That word stout means to be great. And that goes into what? Whose look was more great than his fellows. That's why it was exalted like the lady upon a scarlet colored beast. All right. It said, I beheld, and the same horn, America, made war with the saints and prevailed against them. See, that's how we ended up in slavery. They made war against us, and we ended up in slavery over here. So they still at war with us. Until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. That's how you know it's not talking about ancient Babylon. All right. And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom, right? So we're going to possess the kingdom when this Babylon falls. All right. So now let's get to this point. It said it was more great than all its other fellows, talking about America. That's why it's called what? Babylon. Let's get it. Right. It says Revelation 17:5. And upon her head, her forehead, was a name written: Mystery, Babylon the Great. That's what America is. It's been exalted. It was more stout than all its other European Edomite fellows. The mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Look at that. So what did he say? What did this guy just say? He said, we've committed atrocities around the earth for the past 20 years, abominations. And I saw the woman, see, all these scriptures go hand in hand with slavery, the beginning of the atrocities of this place. See, people want to forget that, but the Lord didn't forget it. And I saw the woman, America, drunken with the blood of the saints, man, meaning Israelites, and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration, man. All right, so that's it. Okay, so that's talking about what? America. And he wondered with great admiration, man. He was looking at this place like, wow, look how glorious it is. And then the angel was like, no, let me show you what this is. This is a wicked place, and it's set up to be destroyed. All right. That's why he said that, verse 7. And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? Why are you marveling at this damn place? It's about to be destroyed. I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which have the 7 heads and 10 horns. All right, so the beast is NATO. The 7 heads, 10 horns goes into the EU. And then the woman represents America. And the blood that was shed represents the children of Israel. All right. So you want to talk about bloodshed, you got to start with the Israelites first, what they did to us.
Absolutely can't stand our guts because we've become a global terror. America is Babylon. We've done absolutely dreadful things. Just in the past, 20 years, we've...
Right, so he said all the nations, he said like 180 of them hate this place. See that? Let me get this. All right, so this is Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city, man. So this destruction is to this place that the Lord has set for this place. There's a bloody city, the great city Babylon. It is full of lies and robbery, and the prey departeth not. See, it's full of lies and robbery, and the Israelites are still here in slavery. Still here bound by their laws, bound by their oppression. You know, bound by their social security numbers and birth certificates. The noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and of the prancing horses and the jumping chariots. Let's get to the point. It says, verse 4, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot. See, this is a well-favored harlot. And the mistress of witchcrafts. See, mother of abominations of the earth, mother of harlots, the mistress of witchcraft. They trust in their enchantments and their diviners, you know, and their masonry, paganism, Satanism. That selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft, man. Even today, they still selling families and selling children, you know, but they sold us. Behold, I am against thee. See, Yahweh is against this place, but they call this a God-fearing country. And they be like, God be with us. They be like, God bless America. Well, what did that dude, Obama's old pastor, said? It's not God bless America, it's God damn America. So it says this, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts. I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. So all the nations see it. That's why this guy said that it's 192 countries or something like that. He said 180 of them hate this place. Why? Because they could all see what America's been up to. And the kingdoms thy shame, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. All right, so they all see it. That this place is not to be trusted. That they're being used, they're being manipulated with sanctions and the dollar. That America is pulling the rug from all these nations, under these nations' feet, to keep themselves, you know, above every nation. So let's get this real quick. All right, because they've been causing destruction all over the earth. You know, not just not just in, was that 20 years? It was 23, so. Man, time flew, man. It's 2023, 2024. So you go back 20 years. Yeah, you gotta go back further than that, man. America been getting busy. The mystery of iniquity already doeth work. They've been working their shit. All right, Revelation 13:4. So let's take it back to World War II, when America got involved in the war and came on the scene with the nuclear missiles, man, or atomic missiles. The nuclear age. Look what they did to Hiroshima and Nagasaki. How many people were destroyed over there? And Revelation 13:4, and they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. So Europe gave power to NATO. Right? So, and they worshiped the beast, saying, "Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?" Everybody was afraid of America and NATO. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy, given the president, most likely Eisenhower, that was the spokesperson for NATO and America in 1950s. And power was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months. That's like 4 years. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Yahweh, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. What type of blasphemies did they do? They put "In God We Trust" on the dollar. What's that? The Pledge of Allegiance. You know, so they were lying on the Lord. They were trying to play them. America was trying to present itself as a God-fearing country. All right, claiming to be God's people. All right. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. See, look at that scripture again. Look what they did to us. They overcame us. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. All right. Come on, man. What nation was that? That had to be this place, America. All right. So power was given to America over all nations and kindreds and tongues. Basically, the revised Roman Empire. All right, let me get this plug real quick, Salaki, before this thing cut off on me. All right, so now let's keep going. So you gotta go back beyond 20 years, man. So you know how Esau is, man. Like, we met some Ukrainians today while we was out there teaching, and they had some signs, and it was like Russia is a terrorist, and they need to release their soldiers over there and all that. Prisoners of war. I was like, damn, we prisoners of war too. And they're like, but you have a good living. They don't care, man. Just like this guy don't care about our people. The first thing he said was, we've been destroying, America's been destroying stuff and committing atrocities around the world for like 20 years. Like, what about us? Shit. You gotta go back further than 20 years, buddy. Verse 8, it says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. So only 2/3 of our people are going to submit to the New World Order agenda of America. All right, and that mindset, Christianity, and whatever else this place is pushing as pleasures and ideologies and idolatry, Islam, whatever, entertainment. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So we know the Lord is going to give us payback for what they did to us. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, talking about America, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. What's that? Democratic and Republican Party. And he spoke all the policies of Europe, or the EU, just like the Roman Empire. And he exercised of all the power of the first beast before him. So he exercised of all the power. Just like with September 11th. What happened with that? Because of that situation, that would happen in plain sight. You gotta look at that movie, a video called In Plain Sight. I think that guy got killed that did the video. He said he would too. In that video, he said he may get killed for it. But because of September 11th, America was able to get finance and help from NATO allies. I was able to dig their foothold deeper into what they call the Middle East. All right, so and slaughtering and killing people in the name of justice, like Israel's doing today, bombing children and women, saying they're doing it in the name of revenge and justice. And he exercised of all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Talking about the Roman Empire. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire to come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. What was that? Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Whew. All right, let's get that. How many died? On August 6th, a little boy, that was the name of the bomb, was dropped on Hiroshima. 3 days later, a fat man was dropped on Nagasaki. Over the next 2 to 4 months, the effects of the atomic bombings, it killed between 90,000 and 146,000 people in Hiroshima and 60,000 and 80,000 people in Nagasaki. Roughly half occurred on the first day. Sheesh. It scared the hell out of everybody. They was like, hell no, we don't want no parts of that. They said, who the hell gonna go to war with that? Anybody? Of course, Russia signed up for the deal, you know? So, let's listen to this guy again, man.
So powerful they could never be defeated. They're like one in like 187 or 192 countries, and 80% of the countries absolutely can't stand our guts because we've become a global terror. America is Babylon. We've done absolutely dreadful things. Just in the past, 20 years, we've killed millions of innocent civilians for imperialistic and colonialistic goals.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they was all innocent, but you know, you want to look at humanity, you can say yeah, they're innocent. But as far as to the Most High, no, they're not innocent. All right, they're not innocent. All these nations are in idolatry and wickedness, and they all had a part to play in our enslavement. They were all confederate against us. So the Lord said he was going to return this on them. All right. This is Isaiah 14 and 13. No, actually, I'm going to go to... wow. Let's start from 9. It says, hell from beneath, Isaiah 14 and 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming, right? Because America was exalted, and these other nations are coming against this place now. All right, it's being moved and stirred up for war. It stirreth up the dead for thee. The dead represent these heathen nations like Russia, China, Iran. That's the Most High mustering the host of the battle. All right, even all the chief ones of the earth it have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. What did the Lord say? He's going to make thee a gazing stock. So this is the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua that's doing this. Thy pomp. Let's get that word pomp. At, Isaiah 14:11. And get it in the concordance. Isaiah 14:11. All right, let's get that word pomp. I think it mean like great riches or something like that. All right. Thy pomp, thy majesty, exaltation, pride. That's America, man. All right. So all the, but it was concretely an ornament, wasn't it? It said it was of nations. All right. Excellency, arrogance in a bad sense. So all the pride that America has, all the riches and wealth, and the pride it had in its military. A lot of the soldiers came back saying, "Yeah, man, they were killing for the wrong reasons over there, and they hated this place. They hate this place for that. Look at all the veterans that are left on homeless, with no limbs and no home and on drugs and mental disorders. All right, so the pride of this place, the mirth of the land is what? Gone. So it said that pomp is brought down, what was that? To the grave. All right, so that pride, that excellency is going to be brought down low. Third world country, always until it's destroyed. And the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee. It means continual destruction. And the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? How did America weaken the nations? How did Esau weaken the nations? They used America to do it. All right, to weaken the nation through the dollar, to weaken the nation through their military, to weaken the nations through their religion. All right. So all these scriptures that are represent exactly what this guy is talking about. They weaken the nations through America. For thou hast said in thine heart, verse 13, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. So, so not only did they look to go out into space, I may have to do a lesson on that too, but they also looked to rule over the children of Israel, all right, upon this earth. And I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation. That word congregation really goes into the princes, the leaders, the Israelites. And that's when they put hell on us. All right. In the sides of the north, right? They wanted to build this place as a new world under the Spanish crown over there in Europe. In the sides of the north, what's that? North America. All right. It says, I will ascend above the cloud, the height of the clouds. So they wanted to lift America, exalt America. And I will be like the Most High. So they wanted to play the background and they want to play God. That's what Esau doing, these elites. All right, they want to establish America and then they want to sit back and play God and manipulate this place and rule with a hidden hand. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit, man. So they're going to be brought down and put into slavery. All right, so they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? All right, so let's play that again.
be defeated. They're like one in like 187 or 192 countries, and 80% of the countries absolutely can't stand our guts because we've become a global terror. America is Babylon. We've done absolutely dreadful things. Just in the past, like 20 years, we've killed millions of innocent civilians for imperialistic and colonialistic goals. Gaddafi in Libya was one of...
Oh, we ain't gonna mention that one. You already know what happened with Gaddafi. But millions and millions and millions of murder, man, bloodshed. See that? So, what did it say? That's right, man. Let me get this real quick. Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, says Esau, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. So they still aiming to slaughter us and depopulate us. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus, will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth. So Esau is going to be the most desolate nation out of all the nations on the earth in the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right, so let me get this real quick. Right, so this place, America, has a certain measure, and the people that run it, they have a certain measure of wickedness that the Lord is allowing. All right, just like the Roman Empire had a cutoff point, you know, and still has a cutoff point. 2nd Ezra 4 and 37. By measure hath he measured the times, to Esau's time, America's time, and by number hath he numbered the times, and he doeth not move nor stir them. See, now everything's being stirred up until the said measure be fulfilled. So we at the time of this place's end, their measure has been fulfilled, their measure of wickedness. All right, so the destruction that they've done on this earth. All right, so let's get that. This is Revelation 18 and 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people. That's when the elect get taken up into the chariots. That ye be not partakers of her sins. Right? You don't want to be in the military and all that, out there killing people for this place. And that ye receive not of her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. All right, so the Lord is watching. He's measuring the time diligently. I mean, measuring the times. He does not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. And this place has a said measure of sins that it has to commit, and it's reached unto heaven, reached the Most High. Reward her even as she hath rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. I already read that earlier, right? So that's what's coming to this place. So as much as this place is built up, and the much sins and atrocities this place does, that's how much destruction is going to come to this place. Or even sodomy and whatever else is doing here. You know, let me get that real quick. So as much as it's been living deliciously, the Lord said, fill to her double. This is, damn, it's crazy. Ezekiel 24, and that's right. Let's start from 6. Wherefore, thus saith Yahweh, the power, woe to the bloody city, to the pot whose scum is therein, and whose scum is not gone out of it. Bring it out piece by piece, let no lot fall upon it. For her blood is in the midst of her. It's still here. It's still in the schools. That's why they're trying to get rid of it. All the history of this place. She set it upon the top of a rock. She poured it not upon the ground to cover it with dust, man. They even taught about it in their schools. They even got holidays to celebrate Columbus for the conquering of the Native Americans. Thanksgiving Day. All right, Christmas, which goes into Sinterklaas over there in England. They celebrate the conquering of the Byzantine Empire, the Negroes, or the Moors, they would call it. That it might cause fury to come up to take vengeance, man. All right, so they did all of this, and it went up to the Lord, and it caused the Lord to be furious against this place. That's why it said their sins have reached unto heaven. That it might cause fury to come up to take vengeance. I have set her blood upon the top of a rock, that it should not be covered. Sitting there waiting for the Lord. When he shows up, he's going to catch the thief and the murderer. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh the power, woe to the bloody city. I will even make the pile for fire great. That means all the sins and atrocities and abominations, everything that America's doing, the wealth of this place, it's all set up to be destroyed. Right? You're gonna make the powerful fire great, man. That's why it's what? Called Babylon the Great. Heap on the wood, kindle the fire. See? Heap on the wood, kindle the fire. The fire is already kindled. Consume the flesh and spice it well. Make it, get them nice. Get that, give me that sin seasoning over there. Let's sprinkle that on these people. Get it nice and spicy. Keep showing out. And let the bones be burned. All right, so then set it empty upon the coals thereof, that the brass of it may be hot and may burn, and that the filthiness of it may be molten in it, that the scum of it may be consumed. She hath wearied herself with lies. This place is weary with lies, with leasing. That's what leasing means, lying. And her great scum went not forth out of her. Her scum shall be in the fire. So everything they're doing, everything they're trying to hide, their statues, those Andrew Jackass statues and slavery statues, their monuments, their Masonic lodges, slave houses, the dollar, you know, their pagan and satanic statues they got, their policies, all that shit gonna be in the fire. Okay? So the Lord is making the pile for fire great. That's why he said their sins have reached unto heaven. And the Lord has remembered them. All right? Let's get this real quick. What time am I at? 48? Damn. All right, Habakkuk 2 and 9, or 2 and 5. Habakkuk 2 and 5, right? Because remember he said they've been it says for what? They've been doing it for imperialistic and colonialistic goals, man. They said we killed millions of innocent civilians. All right, so matter of fact, I'm gonna get this as a backdrop. All right, y'all like that when it says America is Babylon. All right, let's use that. But you got Jake out here. A lot of them don't believe it. They're walking on the hot plate, the trap. Habakkuk 2 and 5. So yeah, man, America's been committing atrocities, not just in the Middle East. All right, Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine. See, because they continually sin and do wickedness, That's what transgression is. Through their philosophies, through their dollar, through their religion, through their military. He is a proud man. See, they're prideful. That's how America became more stout than all its fellows. Neither keepeth at home, right? Neither keepeth at home with their military. They set up bases all over the world, especially in the so-called Middle East, especially after the World War II. America started gaining its foothold in the Middle East. It was just fighting for its own freedom and independence in 1700s, while it was taking away our freedom and independence, and it taking away the freedom and independence from the other nations around the world. It's crazy, man. Hypocrite. So they're the proud man. Obadiah, Esau is proud. The pride of thy heart has deceived thee. Neither keepeth at home, right? They don't keep at home. Remember it said they wanted to rule in the sides of the North. What's that? North American Army. Now, let's get that. North America, I mean. All right, what they call that? Operation Desert Storm. Back in, I think, 2002 or 2003. This is Joel 2:20. So they already put hell on us, and they continue to this day. And then America sent its army off into the so-called Middle East, which they had no rights to be there, but they found a reason to be there through what they call false flags, all right? So, Joel 2:20, where they bring order out of chaos. They bring the chaos over there, and then they say, hey, we're here to bring the order, democracy. Joel 2:20, but I will remove far off from you the northern army. There you go. The congregation of the north. The north, where these elites sought to take rulership and rule over us and rule over the world through America, the harlot. They all agreed to give their power to the beast and to America. And then they sent the army off to take the resources from around the world and to lead these nations into World War III. But I will remove far off from you the northern army and will drive him into a land barren and desolate. What's that? Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, the old Babylon, with his face towards the east sea and his hinder part towards the utmost sea, meaning pointing towards Iran and Russia. All right, that's the direction he was pointing in. And we see their agenda today. You see, they're trying to go into Iran. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he have done great things, man. See that? Babylon the Great. They're going to do great wickedness over there. Just like Alexander was called great, but he was great in wickedness. America's being called great, but they're doing great wickedness, man. The true weapons of mass destruction. All right? So it's going to be basically saying there's going to be a lot of dead people over there. War. Oh, he said for the past 20 years, they've been robbing, stealing, and killing from around the world, but it goes back deeper than that. Matter of fact, it goes deeper than that, man. This is Job 20:10. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. His bones are full of the sins of his youth, man. See, Esau's, their bones. That's why the scripture say, don't never trust our enemy. The Lord telling us who our enemy is. And he said, as soon as you begin to trust him, it'll be like wiping the glass, and you'll see that the rust is not all gone. You'll see clearly that they're still wicked. They're still an enemy against us. Look at Kanye West. The same nation that our people buy all the sneakers and clothing from, they're the ones keeping our people oppressed and blinded. All right? So his bones are full of the sin of his youth. Going all the way back to since the nativity of Esau, 2006 BC. He said he had that eternal hatred for Jacob. And look what they did. The Lord said that for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. So the Lord didn't forget the violence that Esau always had against us, but in any age, and they got to pay for that for 1,000 years. His bones are full of the sin of his youth. Not just 20 years ago. We go back way further than that, buddy. And you're going to have to pay for it too if you're an Edomite. Which shall lie down with him in the dust. So when they get destroyed, it's going to follow them. When they're in the kingdom, in slavery, in the dust, the Lord going to remind them of who they were and what they did. All right. Wow, it's deep, man. All right, so let me get off of this topic real quick. All right, so let's keep going. Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell. So everywhere America set their desire, which is really the desire of the dragon, the Roman Empire, they brought hell to that place. And is as death and cannot be satisfied, just like the grave is never satisfied with corpses. It's the same way Esau and through America has been like a vacuum, just destroying people. All right, or weapon of mass destruction, and heaping unto them all people, trying to control everybody, rule over everybody, all the nations, through the dollar, through war, through their religion. All right. So shall not all these nations take up a parable against them? All right. And the taunting proverb against them, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Yeah, you can go to war with us. You can do all these different things. You can put sanctions on these nations. But how long is that going to last? When America has like 44 trillion in debt, way past the level of GDP. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee? Meaning they want a payment for those dollars and the debt. That's right. And awake that shall vex thee, man. And thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of this people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him. See, woe to this place. I always say, woe to the bloody city that coveteth an evil covetousness, meaning greed, through ill means of trying to get riches and wealth and power. Cover an evil covetousness to his house. And this is the house of the thief. That he may set his nest on high. That's why he said they wanted to lift it up to the heavens and exalt this place. And it was all through wickedness. That he may be delivered from the power of evil. All right. So they wanted to exalt themselves so they'll be protected from World War III and the destruction from Russia and China. All right, so let's get Isaiah 14:5. That's right, man. So this is the staff of the wicked. This is the hammer of the earth. Isaiah 14:5. Yahweh have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. All right, so the Lord is breaking this place, man. All right, so this is that scepter, that wicked nation that these elites use to rule and to break down this earth, man, and oppress our people. Yahweh have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers, which is also like a hammer. And he who smote the people in wrath with the continued stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. All right, so this is going to happen. Okay, it's really talking about America and the Edomites that rule it. So let's go to Proverbs. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down in a minute. Give me some rest. Proverbs 29:2. All right, did this lesson around 5:30 in the morning. It's storming outside. You had the whole. I think it's about to turn into a nor'easter storm that's going to move up to Carolina, Georgia and Carolina today. All right. It was called a subtropical storm out there in the near the Gulf of Mexico. All right, that's what you're hearing in the background, all that tapping. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, so once the children of Israel are in authority, the earth is going to break out into singing. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. That's why this guy said that. He said all the nations of the earth hate these people. They hate this place. They hate the people like Klaus Schwab and all them and the other elite banker name that we know of. They hate them because they're in mourning. They're being destroyed because what? The wicked beareth rule. All right. So it said what? Here you go. It said the people will rejoice. This is Isaiah 14:6. He who smote the people in wrath. So he said he coming down with great wrath. Esau coming down with great wrath, right? But the continual stroke. So their destructive habits go back, way back. You know, it's not 20 years, beyond that, man. With the continual stroke, man. Right? He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. And this is going to happen. So the whole earth is going to rejoice because when this place gets destroyed, the Israelites going to be ruling. And the whole earth, the people and the planet, the animals too, are going to break forth into singing. All right? Not like Patti LaBelle, but it's going to be rejoicing. It says, yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, see? And the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller or faller is come up against us. All right, so what did he say? They cut, destroying all the trees on the earth. Well, in the kingdom, we're gonna bring all that stuff back, reviving the oxygen on this earth. All right, that's why everything is, polluted. Polluted the air. They destroyed all the trees, making paper and money, and building their cities. The Lord said they shall build, but He shall throw down. Building their cities all over the world. What else? The water is polluted. They made a trade and economy off of the abominable bottom feeding animals like crab, shrimp, lobster, certain sharks. All these things clean the ocean, so everything's polluted. And Most High got everything in order, man, and Esau has put things in disorder. So let's go up here to I think I read Jeremiah 50 already. Just in case, let me check. Right, why not? Let's go here real quick. All right, let's end it with this one, matter of fact. Jeremiah 50:20. All right. In those days and in that time, saith Yahweh, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none. And the sins of Judah, and they shall not be found. For I will pardon them whom I reserve. That's the elect. All right, they're going to be pardoned, meaning exempt. They're going to have the mark of the Tawah upon them, the spirit of Yahushua upon them, the covering. All right, and we're going to be given a white stone and have grace and mercy upon us. A pardon. Verse 21, go up against the land of Merathaim, all right, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pekod. Those are both ways of saying Babylon. You can look it up. All right, I think Merathaim also means bitter. But those are places that mean Babylon. All right, so it says it. So today, the Lord is setting all these nations against this place. He's telling us to go against it too, but the way he told us to go against this place is to lift up a banner upon the high mountain. All right. Waste and utterly destroy after them, saith Yahweh, and do according to all that I have commanded thee. All the Lord have commanded these nations to do is going to be done, even the missiles. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. We're hearing about it. It's echoes of this place being destroyed. We're actually watching a video about it now. This guy here. He said, yeah, they want to destroy this place, man. America become a terrorist nation. It says the sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. See, Babylon the Great. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder? The hammer. They say if you got a hammer, every problem is a nail. He got the hammer, man. He's just boom, 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 dropping missiles all over the place, killing shit. All right. He who holds the hammer, to him every problem is a nail. So, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? He said, broken the staff of the wicked. How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon. Thou was not aware, thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahweh. Yahweh have opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of Yahweh, the power of the armies in the land of the Chaldeans. That's America, all right, in the sides of the north. Come against her from the uttermost parts. Open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. All right, so it says, slay all her bullocks. That means the leaders, the generals, all right, the presidents. Let them come down to the slaughter and their armies. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of Yahweh our power and the vengeance of his temple. That's the elect. All right, so that's right. Call together the archers against Babylon, man. So the Lord is calling all the archers. He that bendeth the bow, shoot at her. So all the nations that have nukes, they got them pointed. They're gonna be pointing them at America. All ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work. Yeah, we're hearing about her work by watching this guy talk, right? All the atrocities America's done. According to all that she have done, do unto her, for she have been proud. All right, proud to be an American. Well, she have been proud against Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith Yahweh. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud. They say, whose look was more stout than his fellows, right? That's the first scripture we started off with. Whose look was more great and proud than his other fellows. Well, behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith Yahweh, the power of hosts. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. All right, so with that, I'm gonna play this one more time.
We've done absolutely dreadful things. Just countries absolutely can't stand our guts because we've become a global terror. America is Babylon.
Let me go back a little bit more. All right.
They could never be defeated. They're like one in like 187 or 192 countries, and 80% of the countries absolutely can't stand our guts because we've become a global terror. America is Babylon. We've done absolutely dreadful things. Just in the past, like 20 years, we've killed millions of innocent civilians for imperialistic and colonialistic goals. So,
All right. So with that, I'm gonna say amen. Hopefully this was edifying and more clarity on that America is Babylon and is set to be destroyed. And all its atrocities and sins that it committed, the Most High is watching and keeping account, making a list and checking it twice. With that, I'm gonna say shalom.